If you're over 50, the biggest mistake you can make isn't training hard enough. It's training with random exercises, random workouts that don't protect your joints, random routines that look impressive but don't help you in real life, and random advice that ignores how your body actually changes after 50. Because after 50, strength is no longer about six-pack abs or lifting the heaviest weight in the room. Real strength is much simpler. It's the ability to stand up from a chair without effort, to climb stairs without your legs burning, to carry groceries without back pain, and to stay steady when you turn quickly, trip slightly, or lose balance for a second. So in this video, I'm giving you a no gym, no guessing plan. Just 4 exercises, nothing fancy, nothing dangerous, that cover the most important things your body needs after 50. Leg and hip strength, core stability, posture and upper back strength, balance and fall prevention. Do these consistently, and most people feel stronger within weeks without wrecking their knees, shoulders, or back. Why strength after 50 feels like it disappears. A lot of people reach their 50s or 60s and feel like their strength suddenly vanished. They'll say things like, "I didn't change anything, but everything feels harder," or "My body just doesn't respond the way it used to." But here's the important truth. Strength doesn't disappear overnight. What really changes is how efficiently your body uses the strength you already have. As we age, muscle loss does happen if we're inactive, but that's only part of the story. Just as important is something called the nerve-to-muscle connection. This is the communication line between your brain and your muscles that tells them when, how fast, and how strongly to contract. After 50, if that connection isn't regularly challenged in the right way, it becomes slower and less coordinated. The result? Movements feel heavier, slower, and more effortful, even if your muscles haven't shrunk that much yet. At the same time, joints begin to stiffen, especially the hips and ankles. These 2 areas are critical because they control how you walk, stand, turn, and absorb force. When hips and ankles lose mobility, your body compensates by moving less efficiently. Balance feels shaky. Power feels weaker. Confidence drops. This is why so many people start saying things like, "I feel weaker than I used to," "I don't feel stable on my feet," or "I don't trust my legs anymore." Now here's where most people go wrong. They try to fix this with random workouts. They stay active, but the activity doesn't target what's actually declining. Walking alone doesn't rebuild strength. Random exercises don't retrain coordination. And stretching without strength doesn't restore confidence. After 50, your body depends on 4 core movement functions every single day. The ability to stand up from a chair smoothly. The ability to hinge at the hips without straining the back. The ability to push and maintain upright posture for daily tasks. The ability to push and maintain upright posture for daily tasks. The ability to balance and correct yourself quickly to prevent falls. If your workouts don't directly train these, they may keep you busy, but they won't keep you strong. That's why the 4 exercises in this video are so effective. They aren't about doing more. They're about training what actually matters, efficiently and safely, nothing extra, nothing wasted. Exercise 1: Chair sit to stand. Leg strength and independence. This is the most important strength exercise after 50. If you could only keep one movement for the rest of your life, this would be it. Why? Because almost everything you do in daily life depends on standing up and sitting down, getting off a chair, rising from the couch, standing up from the toilet, even getting out of a car. When this movement becomes difficult, people start losing confidence, and that's often the first step toward losing independence. The chair sit to stand trains this exact pattern in the safest, most practical way possible. Purpose: this exercise builds real leg strength where it matters, protects the knees when done correctly, preserves independence and confidence. It doesn't just strengthen muscles, it trains your body to move efficiently and safely. How to do it step by step. Start by sitting on a sturdy chair that doesn't slide or roll. Place your feet about shoulder width apart with your whole foot on the floor. Your toes should point mostly forward. Now lean forward slightly from your hips. This is important. It shifts the load into your legs instead of your knees or lower back. From there, stand up using your legs, not momentum. Try not to rock back and forth or swing your arms. Move smoothly and under control. And now here's the part most people overlook. Lower yourself back down slowly. Don't just drop into the chair. Control the descent. That slow lowering is where a huge amount of strength is built, often more than on the way up. If this feels challenging at first, that's completely normal. You can place your hands lightly on your thighs. Use the chair arms for assistance. Raise the seat height by adding a cushion. These options make the movement safer while still building strength. Progressions. As you get stronger, you can increase the challenge by slowing the lowering phase even more, pausing halfway down for 2 seconds, holding a lightweight backpack or water bottle close to your chest. Progress gradually. There's no rush. Sets and reps. Start with 2 to 4 sets of 6 to 12 controlled repetitions, resting as needed between sets. Quality matters far more than speed or quantity. Why this exercise works so well. When done consistently, the chair sit-to-stand improves. Stair climbing ability, knee confidence and stability, leg endurance for daily tasks, overall mobility and independence. This isn't a gym exercise. It's a life exercise, and after 50, that's exactly what matters most. Exercise 2, wall push-up. Upper body strength without shoulder pain. Many people stop training their upper body after 50, not because they don't want to, but because their shoulders start to hurt. Traditional floor push-ups, dips, or heavy pressing exercises can be too aggressive for aging joints. They demand more mobility, more strength, and more joint tolerance than many people comfortably have at this stage of life. That's where wall push-ups come in. Wall push-ups allow you to build upper body strength without loading the shoulders excessively, making them one of the safest and most effective pushing exercises after 50. How this exercise beneficial. Wall push-ups. Strengthen the chest, shoulders, and arms. Protect the shoulder joints by reducing load. Improve posture and upper body control. They also help counteract the rounded shoulders and forward posture that often develop with age and daily sitting. How to do it step by step. Stand facing a wall about arm's length away. Place your hands on the wall at about chest height, slightly wider than shoulder width if that feels comfortable. Now step your feet back just a little so your body is angled, not straight up and down but not horizontal either. From head to heels, keep your body in a straight line. This engages your core and protects your lower back. Slowly lower your chest toward the wall by bending your elbows. Keep your elbows at roughly 45 degrees from your sides, not flared straight out. Pause briefly, then push the wall away and return to the starting position. Move slowly and with control. Speed isn't the goal here, quality is. Key technique cues. Keep your ribs down so you don't arch your lower back. Avoid shrugging your shoulders toward your ears. Don't flare your elbows wide. Breathe steadily throughout the movement. These small details make the exercise much safer and more effective. If this feels challenging at first, simply stand closer to the wall. The more upright you are, the easier the movement becomes. There's no shame in starting where your body is today. Progressions. As you get stronger, you can step your feet farther back to increase resistance. Switch to counter-height push-ups. Slow the lowering phase to increase time under tension. Progress gradually. Your joints will thank you. Sets and reps. Aim for 2 to 4 sets of 8 to 15 controlled repetitions, resting as needed. Why this exercise matters after 50. Wall push-ups rebuild pushing strength without stressing the shoulders, which is critical as we age. They help with everyday tasks like pushing doors, getting up from the floor, bracing yourself, and maintaining upright posture. Things that quietly determine how strong and capable you feel each day. This is strength that supports real life, not just workouts. Exercise 3, hip hinge back safe strength. One of the biggest myths about back pain is that it's caused by a weak back. In reality, most back discomfort after 50 has very little to do with the spine itself. It comes from weak or inactive hips. When your hips don't do their share of the work, your lower back is forced to compensate, especially during bending, lifting, or reaching forward. Over time, this leads to stiffness, fatigue, and pain. The hip hinge fixes this problem by teaching your body how to bend using the hips, not the spine. This movement strengthens the glutes and hamstrings, protects the lower back by sharing the load, improves lifting mechanics for daily tasks. It's one of the most valuable skills you can train after 50. How to do it step by step. Start by standing tall with your feet about hip-width apart. Soften your knees slightly. They shouldn't be locked, but they shouldn't bend deeply either. Now imagine you're closing a car door with your hips. Push your hips straight back while keeping your chest lifted and your spine long. Your torso will naturally lean forward, but your back stays neutral, not rounded. You should feel a stretch develop in the hamstrings, the muscles at the back of your thighs. That's a good sign. When you reach the point where you can't push your hips back any farther without rounding your back, stop. Then gently squeeze your glutes and return to standing. Move slowly. Control both the lowering and the rising phases. If this movement feels unfamiliar or challenging, place your hands on your thighs for extra support. Limit the range of motion at first. Practice in front of a mirror or near a wall. There's no need to rush depth. Proper form matters far more than how far you go. Progressions. As you gain strength and confidence, you can hold a backpack or 2 water bottles close to your chest. Increase your range of motion gradually. Slow the movement to increase control and stability. These progressions strengthen your hips without placing stress on the spine. Sets and reps. Aim for 2 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 controlled repetitions, resting as needed between sets. Why this exercise matters after 50. The hip hinge trains one of the most important movements in life. Safe bending. It helps you pick up groceries, tie your shoes, lift laundry, and move through your day with less fear and less discomfort. When your hips are strong, your back doesn't have to struggle. And after 50, that skill alone can dramatically improve comfort, confidence, and long-term. Exercise 4. Supported single leg balance. Falls are one of the biggest threats to independence after 50. Not because people suddenly become unfit, but because balance quietly declines if it's not trained. And unlike strength, balance doesn't improve automatically from walking or casual activity. That's why balance training is non-negotiable. This exercise is simple, safe, and extremely effective when practiced consistently. Supported single leg balance. Improves ankle and hip stability. Reduces the risk of falls. Builds confidence while walking and turning. It also retrains your nervous system to react quickly when your footing isn't perfect, something that becomes increasingly important with age. How to do it step by step. Stand near a countertop, sturdy table, or wall. Always choose safety first. Lightly rest 1 or 2 fingers on the surface. You should feel supported but not leaning. Stand tall with your chest up and eyes looking straight ahead. Now gently lift 1 foot just off the ground. You don't need to raise it high. An inch is enough. Hold this position for 10 to 30 seconds.
For this exercise, use the counter for stability. Gently lift your right foot, keeping the knee slightly bent.
If balance feels difficult at first, that's normal. You can use both hands for support. Keep holds very short, 5 to 10 seconds. Keep the lifted foot lightly touching the ground. The goal isn't to struggle, it's to practice control. Progressions. As balance improves, you can gently increase the challenge. Use fewer fingers on the support. Slowly turn your head side to side. Try a heel-to-toe stance, 1 foot directly in front of the other. Always progress gradually and stay close to support. Perform 2 to 3 rounds per side. Balance improves faster than strength, but only if you practice it consistently. The no-guessing weekly plan. Now let's put everything together into a plan that's simple, realistic, and easy to stick with. No confusión. No complicated schedules. Option A, 3 days per week. On 3 non-consecutive days, perform all 4 exercises in 1 session. Chair sit to stand. Wall push UPS. Hip high. Single leg balance. Rest a day in between sessions. This works well if you prefer fewer, slightly longer workouts. Option B, daily 10-minute plan. If consistency is easier when sessions are short, use this approach. Day 1, chair sit to stand. Wall push UPS. Day 2, hip high. Single leg balance. Then repeat. Each session takes about 10 minutes, making it easy to maintain long-term. Progress rule. Progress should be slow and steady. Each week, choose just one small improvement. Add 1 repetition to strength exercises, or add 5 seconds to balance holds. That's it. No need to chase fatigue. No need to push through pain. Why this plan works. This structure removes guesswork and decision fatigue. You always know what to do, when to do it, how to progress. And after 50, clarity and consistency beat intensity every time. These exercises are safe, but smart caution builds trust with your body. If you're over 50 and you want a routine that's simple, safe, and actually works, start this today. Comment strong 50 and tell me your age, and I'll reply with a beginner version of these 4 exercises tailored to your level. And if you want the next video, I'll make it only 4 exercises to fix weak legs after 60. Subscribe, because after 50, consistency beats intensity every time.